you were quite the hot commodity. I think I can say that with confidence. You even had a song written for you already. I mean, what was that like? Were you shocked? Did you think you were going to be a hot commodity? Like, walk me through learning about this.
I did not think I would be a hot commodity. I was shocked. I've written songs about plenty of boys, but I've never had a song written about me. So that was, I turned into like a giddy schoolgirl in that moment, honestly.
Is it as romantic, I think, as we all want? Or is it like there's some sort of like cheesy corniness that you want to kind of smile and laugh at? Or are you like taking in the romance 100%?
It's a little bit of both. It feels cheesy, but you dream of a moment like that. So you're like, I'll go with it.
Have you ever dated a musician before?
No, I have never dated a musician. So this was entirely new territory on every level for me.
Was there something about dating a musician that you might have been hesitant about before? Or was it just that you never met anybody, that you were interested in who was in music?
I think, let's be honest, musicians don't have like the greatest stability in life. So I think in my mind, when I was looking for a partner, I was kind of looking for a rock, and I didn't see a musician's lifestyle as that. But on the other flip side of that, musicians get it. They get the schedule, they get the dream and the passion. And that's always something I look for in a partner, is someone that not only understands my passion, but also has one of their own.
Well, it does say that working with your partner, though, can put a strain on the relationship. Would you agree with that sentiment?
I think you'll have to watch to find out if I agree with that sentiment.
Okay, interesting. Well, even though your heart was sort of stuck between Josh, Brandon, and Sheridan, I mean, my God, you basically had all the guys lined up for you. At the rose ceremony, you ultimately chose Sheridan. What was it about him that drew you to him, at least initially, in order to weed out the other fellas?
Yeah. Honestly, my rose was up for grabs the entire cocktail party before the rose ceremony, because I was so confused, and it was so early on. And I went into this knowing I wanted to give everyone like an opportunity to show me who they were before I kind of jumped all in on one person. And Sheridan definitely stepped up the game that cocktail hour by writing a song and performing it for me. And that won me over. I can't deny it.
It won me over, and I'm not even in the competition. So fair enough. Good job on Sheridan. But you did say he wasn't the type you'd normally go for. So what is your type that you'd normally go for?
Yeah. Sheridan's actually really down to earth and like a good guy. And I truthfully go for jerks, typically like a different persona than he showed me. So that's kind of how I would describe it. And physically, I usually go for a type very different than Sheridan too. And he and I both talked about that. Like he doesn't even know that he would go after me in real life. Like at a bar, would we ever talk to each other? I don't know. Like the answer was, I don't think so.
Interesting. So musical connection can kind of, break down all those walls that you previously had, which I find to be fascinating. Did you expect you would come on the show and find someone you had a connection with, either romantically or musically?
I was hopeful for both, certainly going into it. And I really only wanted to stay there if I felt a romantic connection with someone, because it's not fun to do the music and pursue music with someone that you don't feel that with in the context of a romance and dating show. So I definitely I was focused on the romantic connection and was hoping that the music was also there.
Do you think that the music aspect of the process make the connections more intense or maybe more difficult to form?
I found it to make them more intense because it does break down walls, whether you're performing with someone or writing with someone. You dive into a deeper level from the get-go. So I found it to definitely, music's intoxicating. It's easy to fall in love under the spell of a good song.
Well, well said completely. When you're meeting someone, especially on Listen to Your Heart, is the first thing that you're really aware of is like, oh, I find this person attractive? Or is it the first thing of maybe I connect really musically with them? They have a nice voice. They have a nice, vibe to them. Like your romance first and then music, or were you really trying to put music up at the top with romance?
I led with romance because I wanted to feel that connection before I judged them musically. Because, like, what if I didn't like their music style or the way they sang? Or, and I think that is a harsh way to judge somebody in real life. Or I would never want someone to judge me romantically based on my talent, you know? So that's how I kind of navigated that situation.
Interesting. And I'm curious in terms of like just musical style, if you're going into a relationship, like you and Sheridan, you know, you kind of have different, maybe stuff that you're used to. How does that affect? Can like a rock star date someone who's in country? Can they fall in love? Like, can they create a musical symphony together?
Totally. I think you don't always have to collaborate as musicians, but I think also it leaves room for collaboration on both sides of genres, like whatever you do and whatever your partner does. And music is so crossover now that I think the opportunities are endless.
Amen. It feels like country is rock and roll now today. So I'm curious to see how music forms, and I'm excited to listen to your heart. But before I let you go, what can I specifically expect from this season? Because I'm so stoked.
Oh gosh, it's a wild ride. There is no shortage of drama. We'll hear Chris Harrison talk about how dramatic this season is for sure. And he is not lying. It gets crazy with the drama on both sides of the couples and also between women and men. Like there's no shortage. Yeah. You definitely want to tune in because the story, like everyone's story and how we go about it, you're going to want to tune in.
Does anyone smash a guitar or break an instrument? That's what I got to know.
I believe that's in one of the previews. You see someone smashing a guitar. I'm just not going to tell you.
Yes, Julia, thank you so much for chatting with me today. I can't wait to see the rest of the season. Good luck on everything. Thank you so much, Julia.